Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we are currently thinking about fighting in Syria, and we'll be getting there pretty soon. But we also want to be spending money on counting houses. There's a lot of good investments to be done here, for sure. But they're pretty expensive. They're definitely pretty expensive. So we need to get some money going, and what's this? 1 base manpower, lose 60 ducats for 2 base manpower. To be honest, we don't really need base manpower. We'll draft citizens. 1 base manpower is good enough. I don't want to spend money on that. So we just lost a general, and that was right over here. Okay, we'll roll up a new one. That looks fine. We are, at this point, still capable of grabbing humanist tolerance. How far away are we from our next tech? 5 years ahead of time, and we will have this in 4. That's close. We can't change our national focus for another year, almost exactly a year. So that looks good. But I definitely want to come off of admin focus and possibly move over to mill focus, but we don't have a military idea to get anyway. So I think we probably just want to have no focus. That said, we are spending 3 per month on military power, so maybe it is worth focusing military. Well, for now, this is absolutely fine. We just need to get ourselves some money. And this money is going to be invested in getting more money. So that is, of course, fantastic. So we're going to get that going. That'll get us another ducat per month. Now, where's our money going right now? I feel like we used to be making more money than this. Army maintenance is a big chunk of it, to be sure. But we're not... Oh, we are slightly over our land force limit, but it's by 1. So that's not a huge concern. However, that naval force limit, that's a lot. So that's absolutely noted. We could cut our fleet maintenance, and that would definitely be useful. That'll save us some money. We could also cut our army maintenance. Actually, for right now, Why is that doing anything? Oh, this army isn't drilling, and this one is. Okay. Is this army drilling? Yes. Yes. Yes and yes. Okay. So now changing our army maintenance shouldn't do a thing. And indeed it does not. Excellent. That's what I want to see. So that's perfect. And we're still building more ships as well. So one thing we can think about doing is we can think about building grand shipyards. Places where there are no building slots available, or, well, more specifically, places where this is just an upgrade, I think that's worth doing. How much would we get if we took a loan? 856? Okay. We'll be able to do a sale of titles very soon. And we'll be able to seize land very soon, too. Syria wants to do an alliance. No, thank you, Syria. So what we're going to do right now is we're just going to wait a moment. We're going to seize land, but then we're going to do another sale of titles. Now, this is not good for our crownland. We don't necessarily want to do this too much more, but I want to get our hands on a good amount of cash in order to make more cash. That's the goal. So we're waiting until June 17th here, which is just a couple of days. There we go. Now we're going to seize land. So that puts us at 50% crownland. And then we're going to do a sale of titles, like right now. So there we go. That's going to drop us down to 40% crownland. So that looks good. And with that money, we are going to invest it in, for now, upgrading what shipyards we have to grand shipyards. This is going to be boosting our naval force limit, and if we check in here, how far above it are we? We are almost exact, well, we're 55. It's 55. So we can determine how many of these we're going to need, and it's probably more than what we have here, but I'm going to round this up to 2. It's not exactly 2, but I'm going to assume that it's 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22 at this point. So that's 22 force limit, approximately, and then this is going to be 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50 and 52. So that's going to be very, very close, actually. That's going to be very close to putting us at our force limit. That's good. Okay, so these are costing us 190, and we definitely want to get these investments done. These are upgrades to existing shipyards. These are not going to cost us a building slot. So that's very, very good to know. So we just want to go through this list and get as much of it as we can. How are we doing on that corruption? I'm actually thinking about rooting out, or rather, about debasing our currency one more time here. I'm strongly considering it. I have decided to do it. I want to get this money rolling in faster. Getting the money rolling faster is a big, big deal. So let's get this grand shipyard going. And we are going to queue up a bunch more of these. There we go. And as we can see, these grand shipyards are going to be beginning to finish very shortly here. So our income is going to start going up precipitously at this point, and that's very good. Now, I am going to come back in here, and I'm going to turn our fleet maintenance back up, which may be it may seem to be a strange thing to do, and it kind of is, to be honest. That is kind of a strange thing to do. So for right now, I'm going to do that, and we are going to hop in here and queue up another grand shipyard. We've only got a few more of these to go, but we can see we're at 28.83 here. I'm going to stop these guys from drilling because this is going to be a fairly large war out in this area. So if we attacked Sinai, hypothetically, this would be Cyprus, Al Said, Cairo, and these guys. Where are you at? Up over here? Okay, sure. So the big war is going to be with Cairo and Al Said. That's understood. I'm going to group these guys together. I'm going to move these southward. Never mind. Our diplomat was discovered before we could actually get the spy network where we needed it to be. That is unfortunate. We have a CB for imperialism, though. Hang on. We do have an imperialism CB. So that's fine. We'll just let these guys regen for a moment. Yeah, it's okay. Profiteering, huh? We'll protect our trade, and we can set an agenda here, which I would like to do. What do we got? Anything that gives us a big chunk of cash? No. But we could go hunt pirates in the Ligurian Sea again and just get that done. Actually, I'm going to go for this. Base tax of at least 6 in Susa. So where is that? That is here. Done. So that's complete. Excellent. We can just use our imperialism CB, and that'll be wonderful. So I'm going to group these guys back together now. And I do want to get another one of these grand shipyards finished up. But I want to check in here. Yeah, we're definitely doing much, much better on this. So that's great. Another grand shipyard going in. We're going to stack together here. We're going to pull back from building this spy network. It's not necessary. We'll just use the imperialism CB. And we can see Cairo's immediately running away, which is interesting. I'm going to do this, and Cyprus, Al Said, Cairo, and these guys that I'm not going to attempt to pronounce because I have no idea how that's supposed to be sounded. Actually, I could maybe look it up, but I have no idea if this would even be a thing. Okay, let's just confirm this. I don't know how this is done or how that's pronounced, but it's okay. So we want these guys to go back to drilling. And these guys are pretty split up. They're supposed to be fairly together, but for now, it's okay. So we'll do that, and I want these to move in and attack Cairo. We're actually going to catch their army here. They have no leader currently. They might get a leader before we get there. Yeah, they got a leader. It was a 2-star general, but we rolled fairly well. But we see Al Said has an army right nearby. They're going to arrive in Cairo in 4 days. So that's unfortunate for us. We rolled really well at the beginning, and then we rolled kind of poorly after that. So we lost that battle. That's okay. We're going to fall back here, and we'll just make our way through here. They may try to fight us here, but we're going to bring these guys back around as soon as we can. That first set of phases was really, really good. And then I think we just rolled a 0 after that. That would be my guess. So we just want these guys to get turned back around and make their way back up over here. This is fine. We're losing money at this moment, and that's not shocking. So we're going to get these grand shipyards finished up soon enough, and they're just kind of flowing up over here. That's fine. This is actually good. This is what I want to see. So this fort here is going to be a while. No doubt about that. Now we're losing a lot of money at this moment, and this is mostly due to reinforcement. Yeah, 56.81 per month. So that's understood. We're going to make our way up over this direction, and this attrition is rough. So I'm going to move out. Their primary armies are up over here now, and this is actually not enough forces to be able to siege this. How many do we need? 42? Okay, that's a lot. That's noted. We're going to catch this 2K stack. There we go. And we're just going to make our way on up over this way, kicking these guys out of this area. They're just chilling up over here. That's interesting. Let's just head on back down. They're not actually threatening us right now. So let's head back downward. And can we do a bombardment here? 52 military power? Done. Let's create a breach. That's going to make our rolls much better there. So that looks good. Trade steering, yeah, that seems fine. Okay, so we're going to take these territories back. And we're going to have these forces fully reinforced very soon. So at this point, we can grab this admin tech. We're 2 years ahead of time, and we haven't embraced Enlightenment yet. So that's absolutely noted. We're going to head out over this way. We've reoccupied Suez. We're going to have this done very, very shortly. I want these guys to move in and start a siege at Cairo. How's that going to go? 7% to start with. Looks good. So we're going to walk up over here, stack wipe these lads, and then we're going to occupy that. We're going to be done down here very, very soon. So we're going to head in over this way, stack wipe them. Perfect. We're going to occupy this. We just lost a leader up over here. That's not a problem. We'll go ahead and recruit that general. Where did their armies go? Are they walking around to attack us up here? They went this way. Why? What's up here? They have to be coming around this way to attack Italy, right? They have to be. But we have this level 6 fort that defends us. I'm just going to move these guys over into Italy just in case. They might show up in Lika, and if that's the case, that's fine. I'm just going to leave those guys there. We're not going to drill them for right now. The Siege of Sinai is over. So I want to head in down here and here. These are level 8 forts, or level 8 and level 6. Okay, noted. This fort here in Cairo should be done pretty soon. There we go. It's now completed. So we have to walk around a slightly awkward route because of the fort here. That's okay. But we can come up over this way and stack wipe that. And then I want these guys to just pop up over here for now. So we are progressing on this siege. That's noted. Where did their military go? I mean, these guys showed up over here in Lika as we kind of expected that they might. We can just park troops out over there. That's fine. I'm not sure what their goal is behind that, to be honest. So we can attack down over here, and we can't make it into Fayoum, unfortunately, because of this fort. So we can immediately get a breach in these by ordering an artillery barrage, and I'm going to do that for both of these. These are high-level forts, and I want them under control quickly. So that's a lot of military power. That's understood. We can invest in some tech, and I'm at this point going to move us over to focusing military power. There we go. So that looks good. We've got breaches in all of these forts, and who is this? Syria? Okay, I don't want to actually peace out Syria at this time. So they can't really do anything up here. These guys can be drilling. That's fine. I still don't know what their goal was. They charged off this way. They're coming back now. So that's interesting. I'm fine with this. They can occupy up over there for now. Our goal is to get these done so that we can group together some of these armies, at least one of these completed, so that we can have a fully grouped army to send out over here. I don't want to abandon any of these sieges because we spent military power on them. So for now, this is fine. And I'm okay with letting them do this. That seems okay. Yeah, they can occupy that stuff. We're making good progress. This siege is now over. So we're going to move into Fayum, and then these guys are going to move up to Cairo. So we're going to get Fayum taken over, and then we're going to head up over this way. We gained a bunch of CBs. Okay. Our truce with England is over. That's fine. Okay, so Cairo is now fully occupied, and I want these armies to group up in Sharqiya, and we're going to head up over this direction. Yeah, we may lose these battles, but that's okay. We just want to bleed them. We're throwing manpower at the problem right now. So we're going to fight them right up over here. These are... Cairo's abandoning them. This is over. That was huge. Cairo abandoned them. I think they could have won that if Cairo had come in. As it is, we fight them separately, and that's ridiculously huge. So we're going to easily defeat Cairo's army. Perfect. They're retreating to the north? I guess they're retreating here? Okay, that's strange, but I'll allow it. So at this point, I'm interested in potentially piecing out Cairo. So what would we get? What could we get away with, even? So if we were to do Sinai, this is 19.7 aggressive expansion. Okay, that's noted. From Cairo, what are we going to take? Just that is 44.5. Okay, that's what we'll take from Cairo then. So that seems good. Just that one province, and we will of course need to start that coring immediately. Then we need to decide what we want from Al Said. I don't really care about this. That's not very relevant. We may walk up there with these armies just to like get war reps. That may be something we do. Oh, look at this. They decided to come over here now. We'll go see about dealing with that. That looks good. This siege is over. So that means that these guys can now move back up over this direction. We don't have access through Cairo. So this unit is a little exposed. So that's certainly noted. So we've occupied up here. Let's go and take these back. Excellent. Fars is demanding unlawful territory. We don't care. Get out of here, Fars. We can attack here. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to wait for this siege to end at this point. If we moved here, this fort is a bit of a problem. But we might be able to just piece out Al Said. They might be willing to accept war reps and ducks. No, they're not. Okay, we'll just have to push this a little bit further then. So these guys, they're going to head up, and we can't actually go there. We can't actually go there. We'd have to go via sea. Well, that's noted. We can move our transports over to Zidane. And I also want to grab our military fleet. And we're going to bring that over as well to escort. So that seems okay. Corruption? That's rude. Okay, so this siege is up to 7% at this point. We need this army to get freed up. They're capping here, and I don't really care about that, I think. So these guys, they are going to embark onto the navies, and then we're going to sail up over here. Perfect. So now we can work on kicking out Cyprus and these guys that have a relatively unpronounceable name. Why did we only bring one unit of artillery? Ah, I see. That's awkward. It's because we had one transport in one of our units, and that's what this army decided to attach to. Okay, that's fine. We don't need more than this for Cyprus. So that's fine. We're just going to attack here. And this should be the full-sized army. Any moment now, we'll complete this landing. There we go. Now I'm going to grab our transport fleet here, and that's going to head on down. There we go. And we're going to attach to here, where it was originally intended to be attached. And we're going to then select these guys and disembark here. But I also want to select this single unit of cannon and disembark there too. So that looks good. We're making, or they're making some progress out over here. That's understood. For the time being, I'm not terribly concerned about it. This fort is concerning, though. Oh, I was really hoping that would end there. We're rolling kind of badly on this fort, but it doesn't matter that much. Okay, we got it. So hopefully they don't get the fort here, because we need to move up to Suez. They did get the fort there. That's unfortunate, but we're going to head in right over here, and we're going to arrive on 2 June. That's really, really unfortunate timing. Now we have to fully re-siege that fort if we want to take it. So that's very sad. We're going to get out of here instead. I'm not going to re-siege that fort. And instead, I just want to peace out Al Said if they would accept this. They have 5 reasons not to. Okay, we're going to head down over here and try to fight their army. So that's a stack wipe there. We're going to try to chase them down over here. And we finished up this siege, so let's just walk on over here, group these together. We have a breach there as well. So we're not going to be able to chase these any further than this. That's understood. Cyprus wants peace, and as far as what we want from Cyprus, I'd love to make them our vassal. What would that end up being? It's not in the list? What? Okay, that's not in the list. This would be 44 aggressive expansion. I don't think we want that level of aggressive expansion right now. Actually, I'm not sure how much that matters. I'm looking at the people who would care. I'm going to take it. Okay, so that could of course be a problem, but we'll get that coring. And we'll get this siege up here finished up soon enough. So these guys, it's just very awkward down over here. I kind of just want to peace out Al Said. So at this point, Al Said has 9 reasons to accept. Okay. We're going to get this siege finished soon enough. So we're at 7 or negative 7% there. I want to walk all the way around here. I'd love to fight their armies. They're kind of running away from us a bit, and that's not surprising. They're walking into Sinai. We just lost our Grand Captain, and we should probably have a new one of those. So actually, discipline plus 5% or morale plus 10. I'm going to take the morale plus 10. Can we promote this guy? No. Okay. That's understood. So we're going to catch their army down here. That's a very good thing for us. So we catch that. We stack wiped that army. Next, we're going to walk up over this direction, but the question is Al Said interested in exiting this now? They have 16 reasons, so now we could take war reps, and we could get 250 ducats. Done. Okay, so that looks good. We're going to walk up over here. Actually, I'm going to park in, like, this new province, and then right down in Sharkia. That seems good. So next we need to get this siege completed. We can embrace our institution, which I'm going to do. There we go. And are we no longer ahead of time? We're no longer ahead of time. So we should absolutely grab this admin tech. This dip tech, we're still ahead of time on. We can grab our next mill tech, which will give us a lot better of artillery, which we're going to take, but we don't really need necessarily. So I want to take royal mortars. Excellent. So I'm going to get these guys drilling. We need a leader here. Consider it done. And I'm going to get these drilling. Checking down here, drilling and drilling, as we would expect. These guys, I want to get to drilling. Perfect. And we're just waiting on this siege at this point. We're now a great power again, as we expected. So that's wonderful. And any moment now, this siege will end. Any moment now. I'm also going to come in here. I'm going to remove these 2 transports, and we're going to group these together. So I want to select all of these. I want to deselect this and just merge those 2 together. Looks good. Okay. So we've got that done, and we're going to easily defeat their navy. Extremely easily. We captured 2 ships, even. So, do we need to move these again? Nope. Okay. It merged them correctly. So that sounds good. Let's get these guys out of here. Moving them back to Zidane. That looks good. And now, I don't think we want to take anything up over here. We could vassalize them. That's a lot of aggressive expansion. And we're going to get more. Although it's not a huge amount more. I'm going to do it. I'm going to regret it, but I'm going to do it. So they're now our vassal, and we want to immediately begin improving a relation with them as soon as we can. That's going to be a big deal. So we're going to move our forces out over here. And that's an unconditional surrender. Understood. So now the question is, how many people are going to be giga angry when we do this? Not if, when. That's a lot. No doubt about it. That's an awful lot. But I don't care. Done. So we got a lot out of that. I mean, we got 4 provinces out of it. But in this area, that's a lot. So we'll definitely get that coring. That's expensive. And we certainly want to do that. Our corruption is growing at this time. And we want to bring that down to the point where it's reducing by at least some. So we'll do something like this. That looks good. And we have 2 fewer rivals at this point, so I'm going to rival Kilwa. That seems good. These guys are drilling. That seems great. So who all is going to join the coalition against us? Well, actually, so far, no one has. All of the people over here appear to be too afraid of us. That's a very good sign. We made some very angry people. No doubt about it. And I want to check in real quick. How are we doing on our force limit? Our naval force limit is good. We don't need any additional grand shipyards at this time, although we do have a little bit of space that we can put into that. So that's understood. I want to build counting houses anywhere we can. We're going to need to work on our economy a bit, on our stability. We're going to have a few problems here. We're overextended. We need to chill for a little bit, but we're going to invest heavily in our economy. 172.79, is that? Okay, 135 from Spoils of War. We're probably not going to be making nearly that much, but we'll see. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Rornaz, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.